Listen, artificial intelligence is never going to replace human musicians because it doesn't have a sense of feel. Talk to me when AI can do this. Well, here's the thing. What you just heard was 100% AI generated. I went to the website Udio, asked it to generate me a blues guitar solo, and that's what came out 30 seconds later. And when I heard that, I was absolutely blown away. I sat there and said to myself, good Lord, the robots are taking over. About 5 years ago, I did a video where I checked out some AI composition software, and let's just say I wasn't overly impressed. Here's what an AI generated rock song sounded like in December of 2019. And here's what it sounds like now when I ask Udio to do the same thing.
Steel and strings, both deadly parts, echoing power through these warrior hearts. You can't break me though you try with might. The samurai strums through the night.
That difference is insane. I got no skin in this game. I have no relationship with Udio or anything like that, but to my ear, that sounds like going from a 1920 Ford Model T to a 2024 GT supercar in the matter of 5 years. And you got to remember, how it is now is as bad as it's ever going to be. It's only getting better, and it's doing so at an astonishing rate. What the hell impact is this gonna have on musicians and music in general? Now, before we really get to it, I'll let you know that I think the biggest difference as it stands between humans and AI musicians is the groove. Robots can't groove yet. And working on the rhythm guitar side of things is the most important thing that a guitar player can do. It's the role that we spend the most time fulfilling. It's the thing that separates not just the robots from the humans, but the pros from the amateurs. And if you're at the intermediate stage looking to take your rhythm guitar playing up to the next level, my new course, Into the Rhythm, was made just for you. In it, we look at a number of topics that professional guitar players regularly use that you probably aren't doing yet. Things like incorporating bass lines in your playing, making the best chord choices possible, finger picking, groove-based exercises, and much, much more. If you want to take your guitar playing and push it up to that next level, this is where you need to spend the bulk of your time. The course is open for enrollment for 1 more week, and if you're one of the first 50 to use the link in the description to pick it up, you're gonna save 50% off tuition. So get in while you still can. I hope to see you there. So a big thing I've heard detractors of AI say is that it'll only ever be able to copy, it can't innovate. But so much of what we do as musicians is copying anyways. We essentially train ourselves on our musical influences, and I don't see why AI couldn't replicate this. Take even the most influential and innovative band of all time, the Beatles. They didn't just pull that music out of nowhere. It's a mixture of skiffle meets early rock and roll meets Chuck Berry, some Indian influences now and then, throw in the Great American Songbook, a little bit of Bob Dylan, a few other spices, and you're cooking yourself a pretty decent Beatles stew. But what you can't train an AI to do is bring in that random element of serendipity that adds so much magic. You know, John Lennon putting on his reel-to-reel player backwards, liking the sound of that, and incorporating it in the music. Or Ringo Starr going on vacation, snorkeling, seeing an octopus and thinking to himself, that life looks very peaceful, I'm gonna write a song about it. So much of great music has these uniquely human moments, random inspiration, happy accidents, physical limitations that lead to something amazing. I just can't see how an AI would replicate this. However, the person feeding it instructions certainly could bring this in. And that's where things get interesting. By all accounts, we're a long ways off consciousness emerging in software, and until then, AI is going to be limited by what a human puts into it. But if a clever and creative person is working the AI software, why couldn't they create something new and innovative? Until now, you had to have a certain level of musical competency to create music. AI changes this. Why don't we try a little experiment here? Let's see if I can get Udio to make something that sounds new to my ear. I've never heard a Japanese funk song about buying too much gear. Here's Udio's version of that. Man, that was pretty catchy, and I can't say that I've heard a lot of stuff that sounds like that. And if you're like, yeah, it's still not human enough for me, remember, this is what it sounded like 5 years ago. And to this point, this video has been me showing you guys how far AI has come in a short period of time and where this might go. And you might be thinking, well, we're doomed. Why would anyone want to dedicate their lives to creating music now? And I've been thinking about this quite a bit, and I've kind of come to the conclusion that for the most part, I'm not really worried at all, and here's why. First of all, living life as an artist, devoting your life to music, getting to a certain level of proficiency in your instrument creates a unique human experience that I don't believe AI will ever be able to truly capture. To get this with AI, you would need an artist heavily guiding it to the point where they're almost playing it like an instrument. And if you get there, it's almost like it's human-made anyway. What I think is much more likely is that musicians will end up using AI as a tool that assists their art. It's not going to be this thing that just comes along and replaces them. And the thing is, this is already happening all over the place. I think most people just don't fully realize that AI has already infiltrated the mainstream. I mean, the fact that you're watching this very video is because YouTube's AI thought that you might like this based on the data that is collected on you. And I will say, thank you for clicking and watching. But these behind the scenes things, I'm gonna let you in on a secret, it's already infiltrated the music industry. There's AI mixing software that will auto mix a song for you. This guitar pedal, designed by AI, tweaked by humans. I'm sure there's been songwriting sessions where they get stumped on a line, they ask ChatGPT to come up with a bunch of options, and they use that as inspiration to get over the hurdle. Songwriters, artists, musicians using AI like this, I don't think that it takes away from the artistic integrity. I don't know that AI being able to write really good songs moves the needle a whole lot in the industry. I mean, I guess if you're a staff writer or a jingle writer or something, I'd be a little bit concerned. But besides that, there's tons of really good songs out there. There's millions of really good songs out there. The value of a really good song, as is already worth next to nothing. I can go ahead and say most people don't care about this kind of stuff. It's about a lot more than simply the music. It's about the persona of the artist, the message that they're trying to get across, their image, their style. If it's not fully real behind the scenes, people don't really care. And if it becomes less real because AI is doing more of the work, people still won't really care. And if somebody can bring real human emotion into a song written by AI, I mean, I wonder, like, is that so different than recording a song that was written by someone you have no connection with? Let's do a little thought experiment here. Let's say that the traditional song, which has no known writer, London Derriere or Danny Boy, say we found out aliens had delivered that song to humans and it had been created by AI. Does that make this performance any less powerful? I've got to think that pop music is where we'll see AI the most, because if you're trying to make music that appeals to tens, hundreds of millions of normal, everyday people, being able to analyze monumental amounts of data and create music based on that is hugely beneficial. But one's got to imagine that we'll see an equal and opposite reaction against this. See, one of the great things about making music in this day and age is that we can access any piece of music. We can become fans of an obscure band that's stationed halfway around the world. And since media isn't delivered to us in a handful of channels like it used to be, if you don't like something, you can easily avoid it. There will be a pushback against AI. There will be a counter movement. There will be people who care a lot about music being made solely by humans. And if you want to, you can be a member of that community. The optimistic side of me likes to imagine that this might be a larger scale society-wide thing where a lot of us get fed up with having an algorithm control our lives, with having screens in front of us all the time. And we see this increased demand for real things like seeing music played live. Because remember, while AI will be able to do unfathomable things, ultimately humans are the ones who curate it. If you don't like it, there will be something made by humans for you to enjoy. And I really just don't think you should look at what AI can do and be bummed out that you can't do that. The reason I've always made music is because I enjoy playing my guitar, I enjoy writing songs, I enjoy playing with other people. That doesn't change because there's someone else or something else that can also do that. The beauty of music is that we all do it differently. No software can express what you feel like you express it. AI is here, you can't hide from it, and like any technological revolution, there's going to be some disturbances. But the conversation shouldn't be about trying to stop it or ignore it. It's too late for that. The conversation should be about making sure that what AI is doing is ethical, make sure that any artists that it's training itself on are being properly compensated, and ultimately fighting to make sure that AI is in fact benefiting real humans. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Artificial intelligence. We are certainly living in wild times. It'll be interesting to see where this all goes. If you have anything that you'd like to add to the conversation, please do so down in the comment section. And a quick reminder, enrollment for my new course, Into the Rhythm, is open for one more week. If you want to join in on that, be one of the first 50 to use the link in the description and get 50% off. As well, we're clearing out the merch store, making room for some new things. So if you'd like to pick up any of the classic designs, now would be the time to do so. You can find that over at shopsamuraiguitarist.com. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, look after yourselves, look after each other, look after the planet. I'm Samurai Guitarist, and I'll see you again soon.